beautiful here on Lake Guntersville. Just pulled up to a spot that's got pretty much everything going on. It's got brim spawning, it's got shad spawning, and hopefully some big bass. So the early morning in the late spring like this, I hit as many spots as I can, make long casts, fish real fast, try to find where the schools of fish are, and then later on in the day, I'll switch up to something else, come back through those areas and try to catch those fish. So we're just throwing the BD sounder here. We're throwing it up there shallow where those shad like to get up there and spawn on those rocks. So I can cover a lot of water really fast with this. And the reason is because it's heavy, makes a lot of noise. I can cast it far. This is a great search bait while you're trying to find fish early in the morning on a shad spawn. If the fish are anywhere in the vicinity and they're biting topwater, then they're gonna bite, you know, they're gonna eat. So it's not like you gotta spend 30 minutes on one spot. It might be 20 casts or 30 casts or maybe even 3 casts is all you need to make to figure out whether the fish are there or not. The fish really want to relate to something, whether it's grass, wood, rock. A lot of the times you might have to hit 15 or 16 spots before you actually find where they're actually up and feeding at. When that sun comes up, it's usually done. Oh, one thing about topwater fishing, you have to be patient. I thought he had it for a second and sucked it in, but as you can see, never got the bait. I think the most important thing is when you're watching that bait and it gets an explosion on it, a lot of the times you can still see the bait. That means the fish doesn't have it. They'll pull it under the water from their explosion because they're trying to kill it, and then they'll come back and eat it. So it's just one of those things where you really got to be dialed in, pay attention, see your bait, watch it, and then of course by feel. Braided line will give you the feel that you need. If you feel that fish pull at all, then you can go ahead and set the hook. You know, the setup that I use, it's key because it's 50-pound XPS braided line. It's an 8:3-to-1 gear ratio. And the reason being is because you're making those long casts and you're working that bait fast. You want to make sure that you can cover plenty of water. You don't want a slow gear ratio. 7.4 Chris Lane series rod. I'm telling you, between the reel, the line, and the rod, when that fish explodes on it, you've got all the power, the strength, and everything that you need to get that fish in. There he is. Just had to be patient. Nice bass. Oh, come on. Nice big old bass right there. Now that's a good topwater fish. Big, fat, healthy. Tell you what, got all 3 hooks in her. That's what you're after. Nothing wrong with that. Let her go. You know, we did exactly what we wanted to do. We ran a bunch of spots, got some blow ups, the sun's up. Later on in the day, I'll switch up to something else, come back through those areas and try to catch those fish.